Tomorrow is the first of the month. It's a date that for a lot of people means the rent or the mortgage is due, but it comes at a time when for many there's no money flowing in to write a check going out. News 5's John Kosick joining us now. And John, this is quickly becoming an issue nationwide.
Yeah, it's an interesting catch-22. On the one hand, the order to shelter in place is directly impacting a person's ability to pay for the place to shelter. In cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, and others, there's talk of a rent strike picking up steam on social media, symbolized by the hanging of a white sheet. Here in Ohio, the state knows the dilemma facing landlords and tenants is one with no winners. Tenants who may not have the money to pay right now, and landlords who may not have the means to wait.
If you own an apartment complex that, say, had 32 apartments and 8 people couldn't pay, well, the person that owns that apartment complex will not be able to pay their mortgage and could be foreclosed upon. You see, this is how this all fits together.
In the recently passed federal stimulus, there was $12 billion allocated for housing, some of that awarded to Ohio today in the form of HUD grants. The CARES Act also places a temporary hold on evictions and foreclosures for anyone, either in a federally subsidized apartment or who owns a home with a federally backed Fannie or Freddie loan. Additionally, Senator Rob Portman telling me they are working with private commercial lenders to do the same.
This is a time where you would hope that everybody, including landlords and banks and some of these intermediary mortgage companies, would all realize that this is going to be a temporary situation. People need to be given some leniency so we can get through this, and that's in everybody's interest.
Portman told me there's also aid in the package through SBA loans for the self-employed or those who own a small business who find themselves struggling to keep a roof over their heads.
Actually, it can be used to offset rent or mortgage payments, and then that loan is forgiven. So effectively, John, it becomes like a grant.
His hope is that the local courts hearing landlord-tenant disputes will be actively involved in keeping people in their homes.
It's in everybody's interest. We don't want to have a further economic dislocation by people not having a roof over their heads.
And bottom line, it's in no one's interest to be adversarial at this point, and in everyone's interest to kind of work something out, especially in the short term or in the long term. Portman says we'll have a bigger problem. Live in Shaker Heights, John Kosick, News 5.